Well, we have the mighty Kawasaki 636 ZX6R, the green machine, the mean machine that I've been dreaming of and everyone has been hoping for. And it's made a comeback, and it's made a comeback in a strong way. So what all have they updated? We're going to have a look at that and a quick first ride impression. Now you all know that I took delivery of this green machine and it's all ours to play with. The front cowl is entirely new. They say it houses vertical winglets as opposed to the horizontal winglets of the 10R. So the vertical winglets are integrated into the fairing. You get a chin spoiler to make it look far more aggressive. The windscreen is slightly shortened. It has these air ducts for better air channeling as well. That is one thing you need to understand. The mirrors are there and the lights are completely new. You get LED projectors, twin LED projectors and 6 lighting elements in all. So that adds on to superb light spread and light throw at night. Secondly, the windscreen is not all that effective because it is positioned low. I'll talk about it in a moment. And then having a look at the front fender, it has again air ducts here for air channeling. Earlier we used to get pedal discs, 310mm dual pedal discs, but now you get round disc brakes just like the 10R, and comes with 4-pot monoblock calipers with Nissin calipers, and you get separate function forks, big piston forks from Showa, and also the tires are all new. You get Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4 tires to really complement the kind of super sport demeanor that underscores the character of the bike. Earlier we used to get Bridgestone Battlax Hypersport S22s, but I think Pirellis are the right kind of match to allow you to dance along with this green beast. Moving on to the profile, the side panel is again revised. You can see it is a layered panel highlighting a lot more quality and air channeling again through the engine compartment, and also the air that comes out of the that flows from the radiator is not directed towards your the rider's feet or rider's legs. That is a positive thing. So they are channeled to move away from the rider's legs, so that provides for good heat management. And then the exhaust is all new. You get a full blacked out exhaust. It sounds absolutely crazy. You're going to listen to the background score when I start riding the bike. The pillion seat is not included. You have to buy that as an accessory and you get a cowl instead. So this is about the overall styling of the motorcycle. Now talking about the tail lamp, this is one thing that I didn't like about, there are a few things that I don't like about the new ZX6R. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Same tail lamp layout given for the 4R as well as the ZX25R. So because these are flagship machines and these are legendary machines, they could have retained it for the 10R and the 6R, but that's the way it is. That's the cost cutting funda everyone is living by. Again, massive rear tire at the back, 180 section, Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4. There's one more thing that you need to note about the 6R, which is that there is no 6-axis IMU on this machine, which means there is no cornering ABS, there is no cornering traction control. Another thing that you need to know about the new 6R is that a new cam profile has been added, the intake funnel shape has been revised, the exhaust header pipes again have been revamped for this new model. The O2 sensor has been repositioned, and also the exhaust pre-chamber has been designed in such a way so as to contribute to mass centralization concept. Now coming to the points that I didn't like about the new 6R. First thing, the switch quality. If you can come close, you can see that the switch gear for the engine kill switch is very substandard. When you look at the rest of the quality that has been offered, this one is a complete mismatch. So that is something you need to note. Suspension, I've already told you, separate function forks, SFF and BP, means big piston forks, fully adjustable suspension, front and rear from the house of Showa. Another important thing that you need to note here that I didn't like about the 6R is the fact that you don't get a track mode display. I mean, you don't get a lap timer, you don't get a track mode display. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is a track god or a track weapon. When you have offered it for the 10R, when you have offered it for the 4R, why on earth would you not offer it for the 6R? I don't see any logic behind that. So I don't know what was the reason, because that would have been a perfect add-on. Every time you go to the track, you go to the lap mode or the track mode, and you have a lap timer on board, and you have a proper rev counter that you can have a look at. Now here, just because they have given it a Roadster, a Ninja 650 kind of a layout, it doesn't make sense. It does get rider modes now. You get rain, road and sport, and you also have the customizable rider mode where you can choose from full or low power. At the same time, you have 3 levels of traction control to choose from, or you can turn off traction control completely. The chassis structure has been the backbone of this Super Sport Legend, a perimeter frame with pressed aluminum finish, and then of course this massive swing arm, again to offer unparalleled agility and maneuverability. And that is the overview of the 6R. You have a 17-liter tank, 830 mm of seat height, 130 mm of ground clearance, but it doesn't feel too less because we've been riding through the city yesterday. While coming back home, there was no speed breaker that came out as a hindrance. The seat is slightly on the taller side. For shorter riders, it might feel a little awkward because when you sit on the bike, you are completely crouched in like a proper super sport stance. The pegs are higher, the clip-ons are low set, so you are completely all set to go aggressive through the track, blasting across the corners. And that's the way, and that's the character of the bike, and that's the way it has been designed to be a proper super sport machine. So that is something you need to understand. You get adjustable levers for clutch and the brake. The ignition key is offset. Now having a look at this clip-on layout, very beautifully done, quality screams. And then of course you have the offset ignition key not to come in the way of you looking at the speedometer. Another thing is the layout. The switchgear layout is similar to the one you can say on the Z900 as well as the Ninja 1000. And then of course you can actually get into the main menu. You have the vehicle settings here. You have the display, date and clock, and all the other relevant settings. In the vehicle settings, you can turn on the shift lamp. For now, we put it at 10,000 RPM. Usually, it is set below 5,000 RPM, but you can change it. These are, latest new machines which do not require the run-in ethics. I'm going to talk about it in a separate vlog that's coming up next. If you get into display, only brightness increase decrease is given, so that is a disappointment. And then of course you have date and clock, service, Bluetooth and other things. So if you have to enable the quick shifter, how do you enable it? You enable it or disable it. You can see KQS, Kawasaki quick shift, is clearly mentioned over here below the rider mode. So you can use this toggle switch, select button and down button with the ignition on. I think I have put it to neutral. So you can see KQS is gone, which means quick shifter has been disabled. To enable it back on, again press select and the down arrow button, and you can see KQS icon is back, which means quick shifter has been enabled. How do you toggle between the rider modes? Again, you can long press the arrow button right over here. It is rain, road and sport. So this is how you toggle between the riding modes. So what does riding mode do? It not only alters the throttle response, it also alters the traction setting. So when you have the default rider modes, it has pre-mapped throttle map as well as the traction control setting, which is tweaked according to the riding mode you select. So in rider mode, that is where you can actually customize it as per your vision will. So this is the overview. Price is 11,09,000. I think I have covered all the points, and now it's time to actually hear the bike roar. Okay guys, now that I've given you an overview of the spanking new ZX6R 2024, let's ride this like we own it. Actually, we do own it. And the first time I saw this was James Hillier absolutely blasting it through the Isle of Man TT, and of course I rode it to my heart's content last time when it was available. Now it's all ours. Let's unleash it the way it is supposed to be done. If ever you were to feel a bike-gasm, you're gonna get it instantly on a 6R. What a bike, what a feeling, what a rush. Goodness gracious, this thing is beyond belief, man. I mean, it's built like a bullet. It's meant to absolutely go ballistic at the ring of the throttle. Oh my god. But the best part is the inline 4 636. I mean, DOHC layout, 4 valves per cylinder, 16 valve engine, 124 PS, a little bit of shy away because of the emission norms, cutting down on the power. It still makes 129 PS with the ram air intake. You have this massive ram air intake right here, and 69 Newton meters. Yes, of course, the power, the way it builds is what makes this special. I mean, climbing all the way up to 16,000 RPM and then unleashing it the way you want it is what, I mean, there's no feeling like this, no better feeling than this on this planet, that you can go through to forget and leave everything behind and get lost in this inline 4 song as you sing along. Ho 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 ho. I'm so happy. Just watch it go. First gear. We go blasting. And the tires do make a world of difference. Ooh la la. That sound is pure symphony for your ears as you rev all the way, all the way, all the way. I'm loving it. I'm going crazy all over again, all over again. Oh, there's no steering damper, there is no IMU to give you cornering ABS or cornering traction control. It's just pure raw power with little bit of containment than prior. You have riding modes now, rain, road and sport. The rider mode is customizable to unleash full power and keep a check with the traction control. Keep a check on the wheel spin with the traction control. 3 levels of traction control which are switchable. You can turn it off completely and then I think it goes absolutely berserk. And one thing I absolutely hate Kawasaki for is, why on earth would you not give a track theme for the Speedo? You have given it for the 10R, of course that is the flagship. You have given it for the bloody 4R, and you have deprived the 6R, which is the king of the segment, of a lap timer. Why on earth would someone do that, man? I don't know, I don't see the logic behind that. At least give us the software update and include that rev counter and the lap timer and the track mode for the display. It doesn't make sense at all. You're not going to use it on a road. I don't know. That was a big turn off. And yes, we still get only quick shifter for upshifts. We don't get an auto blipper. That's another big miss. I wish for 2024 you gotta give it, man. Yes, it's priced competitively. A few things that have been made better. You have a new cam profile. The O2 sensor has been repositioned. You have the pre-exhaust chamber that has been again repositioned for better mass centralization. The intake funnel shape has been revised for a screamer of a performer. Oh, riding through the corner is where it feels so much at home. So much at home. Is complete, sheer bliss, pure joy. The quick shifter is not as good as the one on the 10R. That is something you need to note. It's not as smooth and as crisp as the 10R quick shifter and blipper. This one is kind of okay-ish. Helps you run through the gears quickly, getting into the top end bliss. But man, you fall in love with this almost instantly. Last time, same road, same bike, but that was the previous gen model. This is pure joy. And again, to avoid wind buffeting, they've included air channeling through the windshield. Every minute detail they have taken care of there, but there are the hits and misses. We do have adjustable levers for the clutch and brake, but the switch gear, it looks so predated. I mean, it doesn't match the rest of the quality. Look at the separate function forks, big piston forks, fully customized, adjustable. But look at the skill switch. It's like it is out of a commuter motorcycle. Why would you do that on a super sport mean machine? The lights are beautiful. You have LED projectors, twin LED projectors, and you have 6 lighting elements in total. It lights up the way beautifully. You don't need aux lights at all. And who's going to tour on a super sport? Maybe I will, but still. And the mirrors are not easily adjustable, so that is one thing I didn't like. The tank, 17-liter tank, more than sufficient to hold all the fuel to unleash all the mayhem that you want. The average is still showing 12k mpl. I think you can take it up, bump it up to 15k mpl if you ride it very sensibly, like what we're doing now. You can say we're still running it in. I'll be doing a separate video on how to run in your super bike or normal bike for that matter. You don't just ride below 5000 rpm. It becomes a pussy, it becomes a slouch, it becomes a cat. If you want it to become a roaring lion, you gotta run it through different rpms, man. The run-in period is a myth of the old age when we had the carbureted machines. Not now. With the DLC coated pistons and the latest technology and fuel injection, these machines can be unleashed right from the word go. But you gotta show it got to train it and run it through all the RPMs such that it is ready to unleash that inline 4 mayhem at the ring of the throttle. So not only low RPM riding but high RPM riding and mid RPM cruising helps the motorcycle or the engine to adapt to different riding conditions and riding styles. So that's how you run in. So anyway, now coming back to the ergonomics, it is super committed, and one thing is the handlebar is shorter slightly when compared to the 10R. So what happens here is you feel cramped up a little bit, but this is how a super sport machine is built. It is built for the track. It is built to rule the track and dominate the track and decimate any kind of competition that is even trying to come close to this. And truly one of its kind. There's not much happening in the 600cc inline 4 segment. Everyone has taken the safest route. Yamaha have gone with this R7. They've done away with the R6. The Gixxer 600 or the 750 was the iconic inline 4. That has gone and made way for the 8R. I think the GSX8R. Yeah, that is a twin cylinder again, parallel twin with 270-degree firing order. I don't know what's that. It is the only satisfaction of abiding by the emission norms. But apart from that, if you want to abide or listen to your soul within, it's gonna be an inline 4, man. It's gotta be an inline 4, because that sets your pulses racing and it fills your veins with adrenaline, power and pure rush each time you ring the throttle wide open. Okay, so now talking about the seating posture, as I told you, the 10R has slightly lift up pegs for more committed seating posture. This one, the pegs are on par with the Daytona 675R, not the upcoming Daytona, the Daytona that I used to own, a proper Daytona. And how I wish they had launched the 765 Moto 2 edition, man. I don't know why we are deprived of all the glory. But anyway, coming back to this motorcycle, yeah, the weight is 198 kilos. It is not lightweight, but it feels so compact and so agile and so lightweight. Once you get going, it almost feels you are riding an R15. That's how cute and small it is. But dare you not mistake it to be a slouch, because it is an absolute missile on two wheels waiting for ignition or launch. I mean, that's how crazy fast this thing is. And yeah, creamy smooth, refined inline 4, like the melody of a Celine Dion, combined with the intensity and the high octane guitar riffs of Linkin Park, combined with the absolute mayhem of Eminem rap running through his lyrics. That's how you describe this ZX6R. That's what makes this an absolute monster melody. Yeah, did that come out well? Yeah, it's a melody, but it's also a monster. So we combine both, it becomes a monster melody. Man, this thing is insane. It is pure joy, pure bliss, and pure bike bliss. That's how I'd like to put it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.